Hey everyone! So it's been a really long time since I did an MSM update on my hair. A lot of you have been asking if I still continued to use MSM since I didn't say anything after 2 months. And the answer is yes. I just don't really have anything new to add for like another video to give you an update without repeating myself in the past 2 videos. I felt like repeating the same information over and over would be kind of annoying. You don't want to see it, and I don't really want to watch it again. So I didn't do anything. I didn't do any updates, but it's been about 9 months or so. So it is that time. So today's video, I think mostly what I'll be doing is kind of showing you from day 1 of my hair journey in the very first place to see the difference of how much it's grown without using the MSM and the difference of how much it has grown when I started. So it'll be a lot of clips within this video, just like a fair warning. And also since I haven't really posted that much on this channel, a lot of what you'll be seeing will be from my main channel, which I do a lot of makeup and body painting and special effects and stuff. So if you see anything that looks odd or off, or if my skin color's not this, it's okay. It's basically just my other channel, and that's the only way I'll be able to show you the difference in the timeline of when I first started to now. Very beginning, I started my hair journey in 2017, which is when I discovered curly proverbs. And like, this was when my hair was kind of just, it wasn't where I wanted it to be, and I was coloring it and I was straightening it so much, like in the winter time, so I wouldn't get sick, and it's accumulated a lot of heat damage, and I just started getting more and more miserable with it because like it just would fall and my curls would just become waves. And that's what I thought was the normal, until I'm noticing the difference now of what this is compared to what I thought my curly hair was. And I just wanted to do like an overall transition into a more healthier lifestyle, putting healthier things into my body and on my body. So that's kind of where I started with this transition. August 2017 was ground zero for me. So the herbs that I used to begin this natural journey was the henna and shikaikai and the brahmi and alma berry and fenugreek and all of that stuff. And I didn't start it here, but 4 months later, applying it to my hair, yes, my roots still look the same, but that's because I've been dyeing my hair still during that time, and when it washes off it looks exactly like that. So you can't really gauge how much it's grown based off of the roots, but you can tell where it grew based off of where it falls on to my chest and where my hair lines up to my tattoo. In January of 2018, again, it's still kind of hard to see how much it has grown because I would color it and my hair would grow out, and so the roots would kind of basically be the same. Like, that's as long as I would let it grow out before I would bleach and color my hair. So that still was the set length, but this was basically a few days before I ended up doing my big chop, because I had a revelation of being completely good to my hair, and I decided I was going to go back to black and not touch my hair at all anymore, and I was going to end using straighteners and just basically stop everything. And that's when I ruined it. I used a box dye, and that just, I don't know what it did to my hair, but it totaled it. So I basically chopped it off. And here is where I truly begin my hair journey, and this is the length that it was when I cut it, like cut it. And I couldn't even leave it curly because it would shrink, and I hated the length it was. So I couldn't not use heat in my hair. Like, I continued to straighten my hair until it grew long enough to where it looked okay curly, and this is where I enter my curly afro, and that's when I completely cut off using heat. And basically from this point on, all of the new growth black hair that you see there is what this has grown into. About 6 months later, this is still the rate my hair has grown. I still continued to use my henna oils and all of that stuff, and this is kind of the speed and rate it was growing. 10 months later, after I chopped it off, this is basically how much my hair has grown. Basically the rate of speed that it was growing, it wasn't growing a full inch a month. It was basically growing from like half an inch a month to maybe 6/8 of an inch. So it kind of was moving like a turtle, but the difference that I did see is the thickness and how full my hair was becoming because of what I was putting into it. And since I stopped using shampoo and I stopped, you know, putting outside influences into my hair other than just the conditioner and a little bit of gel for my edges, and I left it alone. I never really put it in a ponytail. I just let it be, and I can see how thick it had grown from when I started. Here is basically a 1-year progress of how much my hair had grown just using the Ayurvedic oils and things in my hair. And basically the longer it became, the more I was able to see the difference in the actual curl pattern of my hair, and I can tell more and more the longer it got of how much damage my hair had taken with the color and what it could have been, or what it is. Here is where you will start to see the difference, because that is when I began taking the MSM along with the henna and the alma berries and the fenugreek and all of the regular Ayurvedic regimen that I normally do. The more my hair grew and the longer it got, the more it bothered me to see the difference in the texture and also with the color. And I continued to try not to do anything to my hair, and then the brown kind of started growing onto me, and so that's when I figured I would just kind of color my hair, like the ends of my hair, a little bit more to just make it flow and transition into the brown a little bit better. And of course I ruined it, which is why I ended up cutting it again, which is where I did the stupid thing in my 2nd month update. And then of course during the playback of that video I couldn't take it anymore, and I just cut the rest of the brown off. I said whatever, I'll just start over, and now is the true journey. Ever since I cut the rest of the color out of my hair, it just looked and felt more thicker and healthier and just overall better the instant I got rid of the last of the damage, and I never looked back. So then after I did my 2nd month update, I just kind of let it be, and so I didn't record anything to show you the difference of my 3rd month update. My 4th month update, I did make a video in my other channel, and this is kind of where I stopped filming, so you kind of can see the growth, but like, you know, it wasn't really detailed or anything. The 5th and 6th month is when I went back into hibernation, and I didn't film anything for my main channel or for this channel either. So I didn't really have anything to show you. I don't take pictures, so this is basically what I have to show the difference. And then when I returned to recording, I was on my 7th month of taking the MSM. And basically month 8 and 9 have been kind of like a grow and go kind of thing, where it's the same. I have the same routine, I have the same everything. So nothing really to add. And this is basically how much my hair has grown from month 1 till month 10. And as I was looking through my videos to even make this video, I did see a difference in the speed it has grown and how much of it has grown, because using only the Ayurvedic oils and stuff, it does help immensely. Like, it just, especially in the thickness of my hair. But the length that it's grown, as well as thickness and curl, I feel like the MSM really gave it that boost that it needed, and the speed that it grew was basically twice as much as not using it. So if you are wondering how much it actually does help your hair grow, you can kind of gauge with the rate that my hair was growing in the videos and how it is right now. Granted, of course, everyone's genetics are different, and the speed that people's hair grow is, it varies. But I feel like you won't really notice, or you won't be able to tell what the difference it does to your hair and your body until way after the fact, of like when you're looking back, or you remember something, or you see a picture and you see the can't speak, and you see the difference. So if you are taking it and you feel like there's not much progress going on, it is happening. You just can't tell day by day by day. But if you look back a month or a year or 2 years, you will definitely see the change. And I see and feel the change. So that's basically the input I can give with taking MSM for this long, and what I've noticed when I hadn't taken it. I haven't really experienced anything different. I actually don't really experience any side effects anymore, like the past 3 months or so, because I stopped drinking as much water as I used to. Like before, I was going crazy and just drinking water, and I kind of slowed down, and then I just kind of stopped, which I shouldn't. I should be still continuing to drink a lot more water, but I don't get the headaches at all anymore. The only thing that I experience is occasional nausea, but I don't necessarily know if that's still from the MSM or just not eating, or like if my blood pressure drops, or like it's hard to pinpoint where that stems from. So the normal stomach cramping and headaches from lack of water and all that stuff taking the MSM, I don't experience at all, and I think my body got used to it. At this point now, I did slow down in taking the MSM because I'm not on the same normal routine of getting up, going to work, and I would take the MSM before I get in the car, and then I'd eat breakfast on my way to work. And since I'm not leaving or going anywhere, I wake up at different times, and then when I wake up I eat. So then I don't take the MSM because you'd have to wait 2 hours, but then 2 hours later I'm eating again, or I'm snacking on something. So a lot of days I end up missing because I continue to eat, and I don't give it that time for like my stomach to digest the food before I take it, or I just don't take the MSM early enough to wait that 30 minutes before I eat my actual breakfast. So that's just on me and my regular schedule, and it's kind of crazy. But again, I'm not really stressing staying on that strict schedule because I have been taking it for a long time, and your body can adjust and adapt and get used to things. So I don't know if taking it for a really, really long time that it stops working. So every once in a while, when I get my times right, I'll take the MSM. And I'm also running low on it anyways, so I can't really order more. So if I miss a day, it's alright. But other than that, that's all I can give and update you on. And I I don't know. But I guess I'll do a link check since I'm not doing anything else. But yeah, my hair is, I gotta get up, sorry. It's about here. Before, I would say, before I trimmed it, it was maybe 2 inches longer than this, but I had to get rid of the split ends that I was starting to get, so whatever. But yeah, I still take the MSM. I haven't taken it with the vitamin C yet because I just haven't bought it, and I'm just toughing out the nasty taste. So eventually I will get the vitamin C powder because everyone is suggesting to take it with it. So I would tell you to take it with it too, but I'm not doing it myself, so I can't fully tell you to go do something that I'm not doing. So I'll do it eventually, and that's about it. So I guess I'll do another update a couple more months from now, just so you'll see more of a difference and progress in my hair. And I will try my best not to cut it or touch it. I really can't make any promises, but I'll try my best. So, with that being said, thank you all for watching. Please click that subscribe button if you are new, and ring that notification bell so you're notified whenever I do post. I will try and be more frequent on this channel, and I'll post when I got something good. So if you have any suggestions for any videos that you'd like to see, please leave a comment below and let me know. So have a wonderful night, morning, evening, or afternoon whenever you're watching, and I will see you lovelies next time.